From the Chocolate Mountains to the Sea of Cortez, all along the border on a Friday night, it's exciting Imperial Valley football brought to you live this Thursday evening from Shimamoto-Simpson Stadium as the Imperial Tigers host the Gila Ridge Hawks out of Yuma, Arizona. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to exciting Imperial Valley football on VSNSports.net, the Valley Sports Network, and the source for Imperial Valley sports. For John Moreno, this is Vic Carrillo at Shimamoto-Simpson Stadium here in Imperial as we get set for the 3-1 Imperial Tigers and the visiting 2-0 Gila Ridge Hawks. And now we welcome the voice of choice, the real deal, the master blaster, your friend and mine, Johnny Mo, John Moreno Brown.
Hey, well, thanks a lot, Vic. We're here at where it all happens at Imperial High School, home of the Tigers, and this exciting matchup between one of the top Yuma schools, Gila Ridge, established in 2007, coming across Interstate 8 to take on the Imperial Tigers. C.J. Tiernan, who last year was just an outstanding athlete, along with Seth Shaw, and then you had your receivers, Alejandro Perez and
Zach Ray and Devin Messel.
Exactly, but we have a new one, a new player, Rashad Robinson.
Right, an outstanding freshman out of Atlanta, Georgia, and he's here and leading the Imperial Tigers in rushing average. He has 89 yards per game as they spread the wealth with Seth Shaw also and Devin Mesa running the football. But John, let's talk about the Gila Ridge Hawks, led by head coach Jessica Slaughter. In her second season, she has them off and running out of the gates. They're 2-0. The Arizona schools didn't start until September. Their games, whereas the California schools started the second week of August. And so we're getting ready for the Imperial Tigers to come out to the field as they're coming through the tunnel. The cheerleaders are already lining up. So, John, tell us, what's the status update for tonight's ball game?
Well, according to Cal Preps, we're looking for an Imperial victory tonight. But last week, the Tigers had a tough loss against the Palo Verde Yellow Jackets. So hopefully they'll be able to bounce back and play strong tonight against this Yuma school.
Well, the Calexico Bulldogs resumed their game the first week of the season on a Saturday night after a power transformer in Blythe was struck by lightning, and the game was postponed just underway in the third quarter. They were tied 7-7. They played at a neutral site here that ensuing Saturday at 6 in the evening. It was hot and bright. We couldn't see the numbers on the field, but the Bulldogs prevailed 15-14 in overtime, and so it was surprising that the Imperial Tigers were not able to cope with a double wing running game of Palo Verde, who we'll see later in the season.
And so what does David Shaw and the Imperial Tigers come out with? Are they usually have that balanced attack of running and throwing the football? He's got good receivers. He's got a good backfield. What scouting report can you tell us about?
Well, they're well balanced, as you say. They have veteran leadership at the quarterback position in C.J. Tiernan, along with Seth Shaw, Alejandro Perez, Zach Ray, who's receiving college interest, along with Jared Nixon, who had a breakout game last week, John, and he's going to really supplement the offense and inspire him to great things as we pause for the national anthem.
He throws over the middle, and it's a touchdown. Touchdown, Hawks.
Fumbles the football. It's picked up and going all the way back to 30, to 50, to 20. Touchdown, Imperial.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Shimamoto-Simpson Field as we have 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the pregame as we get set for the kickoff to get underway in just a couple of minutes as the Imperial Tigers, with their captains going out there, number 58, Andres Gastelum, number 9, Zach Ray, number 3, Devin Mesa, and number 7, Shaw out there with a coin toss with J.J. Jackson wearing the white hat as the head referee. We welcome back the voice of choice, Johnny Moe, John Moreno Brown.
Well, let's talk about what's going on tomorrow night. Tonight's Thursday, but tomorrow night you have the City Championship, which will be live on VSN, Southwest traveling to Central, and then Brawley traveling to Fallbrook to take on that strong Division IV team, the Fallbrook Warriors. Tonight it's Gila Ridge. Calexico has the bye. In the Desert League, you have Claremont traveling to Calapat and Holtville on their way to Mission Bay tomorrow. And then, of course, Vincent Memorial will be going over to Southwestern College to take on the Bonita Vista football team. So some action going on. Tonight we're the only game in town, but tomorrow there's more games. And the shortage of referees has made this season unusual, more like a Thursday night lights. And we got to compete with Cleveland and Pittsburgh.
Well, not only that, John, because of the shortage of referees, Imperial was asked to move their game to either Thursday or Saturday, since one of the 3 crews was traveling to Palo Verde or to Blythe tomorrow night to do the Palo Verde game. But let's talk a little bit about the Imperial Tigers tonight as they come in with their quarterback, number 6, C.J. Turnan. He's had 52 pass attempts for 28 completions and 304 yards, 1 touchdown. The running game is led by Rashad Robinson, who has 272 yards on 44 rushes, 3 touchdowns. He's averaging 85 yards per game. He's the next leading rusher is Seth Shaw with 50 rushes for 194 yards, but more importantly, 4 touchdowns to his credit. On the defensive side, tackles per game, we have Zach Ray, number 9, one of the team captains, averaging 9.3 tackles per game. Seth Shaw from his defensive back position is averaging 7.5, and Pablo Moreno, the linebacker, is averaging 7 tackles per game as the Tigers come in with a 3-1, 1-loss record. So we get set for the kickoff from the
Gila Ridge Hawks, number 21, will be
Michael Galas.
And we have Robinson and number 20, Barron, in the backfield, in the back, getting set to receive. And it's a sultry night on the 22nd of September, 2022. There is no wind in the air, as you saw our Star-Spangled Banner just still. So we hope that some circulation will get through here tonight.
Well, John, if it's any consolation, it's not fog rolling in from the West Bank. It's that carne asada that's on the charcoal over there as the Imperial boosters are getting their burritos de carne asada ready just the way you like them.
Andale. Galas, a deep end over end kick. Robinson will field it inside the 10. Coming up, finds some running room and is hit hard inside the 35 at about the 32-yard line.
Tackled immediately by number 23, Aiden Encinas, a senior, as Robinson brings the ball out to about the 33-yard line of Imperial. The Tigers are going right to left on your visual screen. The all-white uniforms with the North Carolina blue numbers and helmets are defending, the Hawks that is, are defending the southern goal. Offensively, we come out with Turner at quarterback. He's flanked by Robinson and Shaw. Bettis, Ray, and Nixon, the wideouts.
And they'll incorporate a double-double formation. Two receivers on each side. CJ and Rashad in the backfield. There was some discussion here about we got David Shaw and Victor Cruz, athletic director, looking up at the. I guess they can't get the clock started.
Well, while we're waiting, John, we'll give the defensive starters for the Hawks of Gila Ridge. Urquijo is a defensive back, Zaragoza as well, Jaden Yancey, Michael Galaz. The linebackers are Aiden Encinas, Chase Carter, Washington, and Garcia. The defensive line is Duarte, Caldwell, Scaife, and Fox.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Driscoll's, serving the Imperial Valley since 1979. They take great pride in the years of experience and quality of custom silkscreen and embroidery services. Make sure you stop by to check out their huge selection of sunglasses, sandals, and street clothes located at 1470 West State Street in El Centro. That's Driscoll's. Well, we're going to get set to start. The clock is moving now with CJ Tiernan and Rashad Robinson in the backfield.
So the Hawks of Gila Ridge come in undefeated tonight, John, 2-0, and the Imperial Tigers looking to regain that magic where they started off the season, as the first play is a busted play. Someone went off sides.
And Devin Mesa in motion. It's a false start on the Tigers.
Offensively, the Tigers go with Jose Apodaca, number 66 at center, along with the guards Ethan Reeves and Connor Apodaca. The tackles are Gastelum and Shields. Shields receiving college interest, as well as Zach Ray on defense and from his tight end position.
High snap, we'll give it to Mesa. Mesa breaking away, but not for long as he is brought down inside the 30.
That was Rickson Zaragoza, number 8, making the tackle as
at the 25.
Mesa was trapped in the backfield trying to look for a direction as he pirouetted and spun to try to go to the near sideline, but to no avail as the swarming Hawks defense wrapped him up.
A loss of 10 yards. It'll be a second and about 10.
Second and 20.
Second and 20, excuse me. Thank you, Vic.
It's only a Thursday night, John.
I gotta get in the swing of things here. Tiernan looking left side, number 24. That's Nixon in the left flat. And he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage. So 10:44, this is the first quarter. 3rd and 9 for the Tigers.
So Nixon in his first game back had 5 receptions for 85 yards and 1 touchdown. So he's an exciting element for the Imperial passing game.
Tiernan will take the shotgun snap, right side.
Nixon
Caught!
again.
That's Nixon down the far sideline. He is going all the way and untouched. Touchdown Imperial, with Nixon catching that left flat, right flat pass all the way down the far sideline for 6 points.
From the 39-yard line of Imperial, that was a 61-yard pass catch and touchdown run reception for Jared Nixon here with 10:05 remaining in the first quarter. The Imperial Tigers draw first blood here at Shimamoto-Simpson Stadium.
Ethan Gonzalez will try for the point after. And it is good. And so 10:05 to go first quarter, 7-0 Imperial. For the best burgers in town, it's Burgers and Beer at 260 North Imperial Avenue in El Centro. Open 7 days a week and serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Come watch the VSN game of the week at Burgers and Beer. By Imperial Valley College, founded in 1962, Proud sponsors of VSN's live stream for all Imperial Valley High School sports. IVC, fostering excellence in education for 60 years. By Esquer Realty, your hometown real estate office in Calexico, and serving the entire Imperial Valley for 30 years. Go see Mark of Esquer Realty at 357-9707. Esquer Realty, the mark of excellence. And top-notch barbershop. Visit Big Chris at 317 Wake Avenue in El Centro for a one-of-a-kind haircut. Fresh fades, always a cutaway at top-notch barbershop. Well, the Tigers now are kicking off to the Gila Ridge Hawks. And deep to receive, number 5, Steven Navas. And it'll go into the end zone, so they won't return it with 10:05 first quarter.
So offensively, the Hawks will start out with number 5, Steven Navas at quarterback. The running backs are Jacob Arcides and number 21, Michael Galaz. The wideouts are Braden Faber, number 2, Seth Turner, number 9, and Cole Lancaster, number 18, as Coach Slaughter likes to implement and employ a spread offense that is popular among a lot of high schools and colleges as well. Offensively, they go left to right with Junior Rodriguez, Armendariz, Austin Boback at center, Kobe Caldwell, and Abraham Alonso. So 1st and 10, Gila Ridge.
Navas under center. Navas will take the snap and hands it off to his running back, number 21, Michael Galaz. Nothing there.
You were thinking of Manuel Galaz Fester from Mary Avenue.
Right. He went to school with you, didn't he?
Yeah, he was a sophomore when I was a senior.
Right.
So he was from the class of 70.
Okay. Yeah, the Galaz family in Calexico.
The Galaz, the Molets, the Santanas.
A lot of good old friends from back in the day. So we've got trips right and doubles on the left side with Navas out of the shotgun. Looking in that direction and has to throw it to where the receiver has to go back and get it, and that's number 2, Braden Faber.
Braden Faber being covered by his counterpart, number 2, Seth Shaw, as defensively the Tigers go with Seth Shaw, number 2, number 3, Devin Mesa, number 7, Julian Jimenez, number 9, Zach Ray. Keep an eye on him, John. He's a middle linebacker. Number 20, Angel Barron. Number 30, Angel Mesa. Number 32, Pablo Moreno, one of the top 3 tacklers on the Tiger defense, along with number 36, Joel Villacampos. Number 56, Ethan Reeves. Number 64, Max Alvarez. And defensive line standout, number 77, Aiden Shields. That Navas pass falls incomplete, intended for number 18, Cole Lancaster.
It'll bring up a 4th and 4, and it looks like the punting unit will come onto the field.
Dropping back inside his 40-yard line is number 2, Seth Shaw.
Cole Lancaster getting set for the punt for the Gila Ridge Hawks. 9 minutes to go first quarter, 7-0 Imperial.
So John Estucci de la Vega would say, the wind is not a factor.
Oh no, there's no wind tonight. So, end over end, Shaw inside the 40. And we'll pick up about 9 to the 49-yard line.
Slowed up by number 5, Steven Navas, and as a result, about a 9-yard return by Seth Shaw, so the Tigers will take over at their own 49-yard line. Excellent field position. So once again, the Tigers in red jerseys, white numerals, red helmets like Alabama, the Crimson Tide, with a single white stripe down the center, as well as the numbers of the uniform on the side of the helmets. Spread offense, under center is quarterback C.J. Turnan.
Robinson in motion will take the handoff and up to the 40, inside the 40 to the 36 for a first down, a pickup of 15 for Imperial.
Only a freshman, John, from Atlanta, in shades of Royce Freeman, that standout running back of the Imperial Tigers.
He's quick. So a
quick
first,
and he runs hard. As he broke several tackles there as he got the first down, advancing the ball into Hawk territory at the 35-yard line.
so 1st and 10 for the Tigers. And Tiernan will not go out of the shotgun with Seth Shaw in the backfield. He's got 3 receivers over to the right. And looks like there was some miscommunication,
Right,
but he played it well.
He had the ball like a loaf of bread, waiting for Shaw to pick it up to go between the right tackle and guard, and Shaw broke the other direction, coming to the near side, and as a result, Tiernan had to keep the ball.
But picked up 3 yards in the process.
So it'll be, is the clock working? Is it a second down? And
No, the down and distance isn't working on the clock.
okay, we're going to have to rely on the eagle eyes of, or more appropriately, because the Hawks are playing tonight.
Eyes like a hawk.
Eyes like a hawk.
So Shaw and Tiernan in the backfield. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Second and 7. And timeout is called, and we'll be back with more in a minute on the Valley Sports Network.
By setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, avoiding the use of large appliances between 4 and 9 p.m., and turning off all unnecessary lighting. But there's more. IID provides a number of summer energy-saving opportunities to help you make the most of your energy savings efforts. Check out our tips and energy saving guides at IID.com. Let's work together to stay cool and save energy this summer.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, with 7:16 remaining here in the first quarter at Shimamoto-Simpson Field. The Tigers racing out to a quick 7-0 lead behind Jared Nixon on a pass reception from quarterback C.J. Tiernan, now on their second offensive series at the 34-yard line of the Gila Ridge Hawks.
So Tiernan and Shaw in the backfield. Tiernan steps up, looking over the middle. Incomplete pass intended for number 9, Zach Ray.
Zach Ray got behind that cover 2 defense down the middle from his tight end position, running a seam route, and he was a few yards behind the defenders, but C.J. Tiernan, with that strong arm of his, overthrew him by about 3 or 4 yards. As a result, the pass falls incomplete. But the Tigers, their offense is very potent, John. They can strike from anywhere on the field.
And they've got a lot of weapons. So Tiernan and Shaw.
It's like a dealer, John, in blackjack. You're kind of shuffling the cards and seeing who's going to get the ball now in this next play.
So 3rd and 7 with Tiernan under center. Shaw, right side, is having a little trouble trying to move the ball up the field. So it'll bring up a 4th and 6.
Trying to run behind the blocking of right tackle Aiden Shields, number 77, but the defense of Scaife, number 64, and Kobe Caldwell, number 63, the leading tacklers for the Hawks coming into tonight's game. This is their 3rd game of the season, so still a lot of football left in them as the Tigers are faced with a 4th and about 6.
Tiernan under center. Will keep it, running the option. Not quite enough for a first down, so they'll turn the ball over.
Well, Tiernan came in as the leading rusher and passer for the Tigers with 345 total yards to his credit in 4 games, but it looks like he may have come up a yard short on that one.
So 6:23 to go first quarter. The Hawks will take over.
With the Tigers leading 7-0. So, John, with 6:23 remaining, what have you seen thus far?
Well, I've seen some outstanding football. Both teams, it's kind of early yet, but the Hawks really haven't gotten into their own yet, but we know that the Tigers are at home in front of their home crowd, and they want to do something tonight.
Well, their leading rushers, number 21, Michael Galaz.
Galaz will take the handoff left side, but about a yard.
In the first game of the season, he had 13 carries for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. We didn't have the stats for their second game, but he's their leading rusher thus far, and that's who Coach Slaughter wants to rely on when it's crunch time. Jessica Slaughter, John, outstanding coach in her second year for Gila Ridge.
So this is the first time we've had a female coach at the varsity level.
Female head coach.
Galas, and brought down by number 36 and number 7. That
Angel Mendoza. Oh, for the
yeah, Joel Villacampos. No huddle offense. Galas is
brought down immediately by number 77, Aiden Shields.
It'll bring up a 4th and 4 from
John,
Hawk territory.
Talking about Jessica Slaughter, I went down during the pregame warm-ups to introduce myself and I was watching her, sending her defense or offensive line through their paces. I closed my eyes and she knows the coaches speak, and she has it all the attributes of being a successful head coach.
Low punt.
And she's a graduate of Gila Ridge to boot.
So Shaw will not return it, and the Tigers will take over inside the 30 at the 29. So Gila Ridge is one of the new high schools in Yuma, established in 2007, and they've enjoyed some success over the last several years.
Well,
you got 5 high schools in Yuma: Yuma Catholic, Kofa, Cibola, Yuma, and Gila Ridge.
With the city of Yuma growing out into the foothills, that's where Gila Ridge is located. They're next door to Arizona Western, and they were sharing the football stadium until Arizona Western dropped football last season.
And that is a nice stadium. I've been there before.
Well, my daughter-in-law, Diona Miller Carrillo, when she graduated from NAU, one of her graduation ceremonies took place at that stadium that Rowena
quick
and I were
pass
able to witness.
to the right side.
That's Jared Nixon again, who seems to be the favorite target, number 24 of the Tiger offense.
And he'll get a first down and move the chains. The ball will be spotted at the 41. So a big shout out this week to our friend Ernie Avila, who tuned us in last week and gave us some nice compliments. Thank you,
John,
Ernie.
what can you say about the Avila family, his brothers and his sister? Mainstays in the 70s for the Bulldog football program, and Hall of Fame material for the Imperial Valley for sure.
Well, there's 4 brothers, and all of them were all league in the 70s, starting with Robert and Rudy in 73, or graduates of 73, so this football season is 72. Then you had Ernie the following year in 73, and 72 because he graduated in, 74. Anyway, and then Ruben, who made the all-league, I played with him. He was a center, nose guard, 3-year letterman, class of 1979. And, of course, the sister Ronnie, homecoming queen her senior year.
And the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. Adam Avila in the early 2000s, an outstanding linebacker.
And now there's a Avila cheerleader that's here with Mother Rachel rooting on the Tigers. And that handoff went to number 3.
Devin Mesa.
And Mesa with a pickup of 3. So they'll spot the ball at the 45-yard line, bringing up a 3rd and 5. But a penalty flag on the field will move the ball back, and it looks like it's a 15-yarder.
Well, on the opening drive for the Imperial Tigers, John, they struck quickly from their 39-yard line, or correction, 34-yard line on that touchdown pass from C.J. Tiernan to Jared Nixon in his second game of the season tonight for the Imperial Tigers, who took it to the house, as you like to say.
So second and about 22, Vic.
I thought you were going to call out the numbers, John, from the 40, the 30, the 20,
well,
all the way to the parking lot.
Tiernan with a 2nd and long. Lets it air out to the near sideline, and pass intended for number 5, Suarez.
Dominic Suarez, number 5, guarded closely by number 3, Eric Urquijo, a senior for Gila Ridge.
So 2:51 and counting in the first quarter. Let's bring a 3rd and long, the ball at the 30-yard line.
They need to get to the 49 of Gila Ridge for a first down.
So 3rd and 20.
So the Tigers in spread formation.
And Robinson and Tiernan in the backfield. Double doubles. Oh, he's Tiernan. Back to pass. Rolling. Looking. Has time. Now getting pressured. And throws a pass to Robinson. Incomplete. So it'll bring up a 4th down and punting situation for the Tigers.
Robinson guarded closely by number 8, Rickson Zaragoza. And so the wise thing for Tiernan was to throw that ball away. So that brings up number 13 for the Tigers, Ethan Gonzalez, to stand inside his own 20 as he gets set to punt. Back to receive number 1, Jacob Arcides for Gila Ridge, and he's standing at his own 20-yard line.
Gonzalez, nice punt. Spiral, beautiful. And met hard right there with a formed tackle. Number 32.
Pablo Moreno. So one of the linebackers on defense making that tackle as Jacob Arcides receiving the punt from Gonzalez and advancing it a couple of yards. So they'll be taking over in their own territory, the ball at the 35-yard line.
So Gila Ridge, with a good defensive stop in that last series, forces Imperial to punt. And now they've got the ball at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10, spreading out the offense, the Gila Ridge Hawks. Navas with a screen.
To number 1, Jacob Arcides, tackled right away by number 30 for the Tigers, that being Angel Mesa.
So a pickup of 2, bring up a 2nd and 8 for Gila Ridge. Two minutes to go, first quarter. And a tough battle thus far in the first quarter between Imperial and Gila Ridge.
Well, a beautiful facility here, John. The Shimamoto-Simpson Stadium. The Imperial grounds crew has really done an outstanding job getting this field ready. And the cheerleaders are all on the running track, and the stands are filled to capacity.
Now with a handoff to
number 1.
Arcides. Arcides will pick up 4. 3rd and 6.
You know, John, if this playing on Thursday nights becomes normalcy here in the Imperial Valley, if the crowd's any indication, it's going to be a success for all the local high schools.
Football is king in the Imperial Valley. You can play it on a Sunday, and you'll still have people, you know. As far as I can remember as a kid growing up, that was a thing to do in September and October. And parts of November. So Navas, middle screen, and gets a first down.
Number 1, Jacob Arcides, able to cross midfield to the 47-yard line of the Tigers, make that the 49-yard line. No huddle offense, John. You're going to have to be quick.
So they're waiting for the change to get set. They got him set. Another pass underneath.
Broken
incomplete.
Up by number 9, Zach Ray. Pass intended for number 18, Cole Lancaster.
So they'll have to change the down marker to 2nd and 10. It still says 1st and 10.
So split to the near sideline is number 85, Jonathan Zanovich, a senior.
Penalty markers on the field. Offsides penalty against Imperial. They'll move the ball up to the 44. 2nd and 5. Jet sweep coming this way.
That's number 2, Braden Faber.
But nothing there as the Imperial defense put a stop and a loss of yardage.
Faber, in his first game of the season, had 3 receptions for 61 yards and 2 touchdowns. And here they utilize him on that jet sweep, but he only able to pick up a yard, starting from the split to the far left, to the far sideline in front of the Gila Ridge bench. He ran about 40 yards just to get the handoff, and he turned it upfield and picked up 1.
So 3rd and 9 at the 48. Gila Ridge needs to make something happen now late in the first quarter, and that's it. At the end of the first quarter, 7-0 Imperial. Tonight's game is brought to you by Arctic Air Conditioning and Heating. At Arctic Air, we know that having the right people on the job is just as important as choosing the best equipment. Our York-trained professionals provide you with top-quality equipment, skilled installation, and expert analysis of your comfort needs. Contact Arctic Air at 352-8855. Have you earned your varsity letter? We'll get your Letterman jacket started today at Letterman & Bros. Call Dan at 693-5034. That's Letterman & Bros. And by Reach Medical Response Service, Donnie Wharton reminds you that when seconds count, you can depend on Reach Medical Transportation Service. And you want to stay up to date with the latest in Imperial Valley sports coverage? Follow us on Twitter at Valley Sports Net. And make sure you have your post notifications turned on. By Jimmy Sanders Incorporated, a leader in design and development and delivery. Sanders Incorporated is a proud supporter of Imperial Valley football, and we wish all our Imperial Valley schools a safe and successful season. By Grosso's. Go see my buddy Hank at Grosso's, an Imperial Valley tradition since 1955. Family owned and operated. Located at 1902 West Main in El Centro. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Orders to go or come on in for that fine Italian dining experience at Grosso's.
So it's VSN, Valley Sports Network, the source for Imperial Valley sports, and Bulldog Media as we get set for the second quarter here at Shimamoto-Simpson Stadium.
3 receivers to the right side. Navas out of the gun, looking over the middle. A man is open, intended for number 2, Braden Faber. Just threw it a little ahead of him, and he may have broken out of that and gone to the end zone.
Well, Faber got behind the defense of Seth Shaw and was able to get open, but Navas was a little too strong on his throw and throwing it beyond the reach of Faber, so it'll be a punting situation. Back to receive the punt is Seth Shaw. Lancaster with a punt, and he booms it into the end zone.
It will not be returned.
So that was a 55-yard punt, John. He kicked it from his own 45.
So the Tigers will take over at their own 20 here in the second quarter. 11:46, we just started.
So the Tigers struck quickly early in the first quarter on the first offensive series, as now they get set to start the second quarter with 11:46 remaining in the first half. The Tigers will take over at their own 20 with CJ Turnin at quarterback. He's joined in the backfield with number 1, Rashad Robinson, number 2, Seth Shaw. The wideouts are Alejandro Perez, Zach Ray, and Jared Nixon.
Tuning with a shotgun snap, will hand it off to Robinson. And that Gila Ridge defense not allowing anything.
Well, running behind the blocking of center Jose Apodaca, his cousin Connor Apodaca, and number 56, Ethan Reeves. No running room there as Leonard Scaife, Kobe Caldwell, and Iram Duarte there to put the clamps and close any type of leak in their defense.
But Robinson did manage to pick up 2 yards, bringing up a 2nd and 8. The ball at the 22. Tiernan under center with Robinson. This time finds a little more room. Takes it to the 24.
And he's tackled immediately by number 2 of the Hawks, Braden Faber. as he picks up about 7 yards
Yeah,
on the
wait
play.
a minute. It's looking, I've got a different angle here.
3rd and short.
Yes. And this time, caught in the backfield,
Well,
Robinson.
Robinson probably listening to Martha and the Vandellas. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, as he's brought down immediately by that stout Hawks defense. So it'll be 4th and short.
Wait a minute, they got the
gave him a
first down.
Okay, I take it back. We'll listen to Martha and the Vandellas at halftime.
Just so you know, we're at a lower level, right above. We can see the field because we're not as high as we normally would be at other stadiums. So we're trying to make do here, folks. It's a first down for Imperial at the 30. C.J. Tiernan out of the shotgun. Robinson in the backfield. 3 receivers on the right. On the left, I'm sorry. And Robinson finds a lot of room this time, gets a first down and more, and picks up 14 yards as he takes it up the middle.
Robinson stutter-stepping his way through the 35, the 40, all the way to the 44-yard line. Good for a first down, a 12-yard pickup on the play. He was brought down by number 23, Aiden Encinas, one of the inside linebackers for the Hawks.
9:46 to go, second quarter, 1st and 10. The Tigers at their own 44.
And what's the score, John?
7-0. They can see the score on the screen. 1st and 10, Vic.
That was that old radio voice coming out of me.
There you go. Tiernan.
Boom, he's hit hard.
And Shaw drops it, but he was already down.
That was number 83 of the Hawks. There, Jonathan Zanovich to make that tackle.
So a 2nd and 10.
Correction, it was number 63, Kobe Caldwell.
2nd and 10. Shaw and Tiernan in the backfield. 3 receivers to the right. Shaw will get the handoff. Hesitates a bit, but picks up 4, 5, takes it to the 49.
Well, you know, John, offensively, if you're looking at the tight end, Zach Ray, that's usually where the Tigers are running the ball, whether he's on the right side or left side, but wherever he lines up, it's the strong side. And that's where the middle linebacker kind of shifts over to play that, anticipating the run. So if you see the linebackers for the
3rd and 4. Fakes the dive to Shaw, and Tiernan will keep it. Gets a first down, a pickup of 6. Move those chains for the Tigers. They'll spot the ball at the 44. Going in.
And that was linebacker number 23, Aiden Encinas, along with inside linebacker number 32, Chase Carter, making the stop.
Shaw spins, but will only get 3. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 7 for Imperial.
Well, Shaw came in with 249 all-purpose yards and 4 touchdowns for the Tigers into tonight's ball game. Getting the call there and picks up a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd and about 7. The ball at the 43-yard line of Gila Ridge.
Tiernan under center. And everybody's keying on Shaw as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
That was number 63, Kobe Caldwell, along with number 62, 63 and 64, Leonard Scaife, excuse me. The Tigers trying to get something going behind their offensive line. Left to right they go with Gastelum, Apodaca, Connor that is. The center's Jose Apodaca. The right side is Ethan Reeves and Aiden Shields.
Now he's in the shotgun with Robinson in the back. Doubles formation. Looking at the right side, and that is 24 Suarez. Nixon.
Jared Nixon, number 24, not able to come up with that catch.
And that'll bring up a 4th and 7.
The ball's inside.
But they're going to punt it anyway.
as Ethan Gonzalez comes out to punt, standing at his own 45-yard line, awaiting the snap from Jose Apodaca.
And number 1 back to receive, that's
Jacob Arcides.
Arcides will not return it, and it'll go into the end zone where the Gila Ridge Hawks will take over at the 20. At Imperial Printers, we're ready to help you with your next project, from business cards to yard signs and everything in between. We're located at 430 West Main in El Centro. Imperial Printers, what can we print for you today? By Intercare since 1970. When it comes to healthcare, Intercare is here to help with locations throughout the Imperial Valley. Formerly Clínicas de Salud del Pueblo, Intercare, improving the health and wellness of the community. By Marianne Valenzuela Fenley, your State Farm Insurance agent in Brawley. Like a good neighbor, she's there at 122 Main. Call Marianne Valenzuela Fenley at 344-0447 for your insurance needs. Navas with a pair of running backs. What do they call it? The powerhouse formation, where they got the 3 guys back there?
Fullback, 2 halfbacks, and the quarterback.
But the Tigers get a penalty, and that's offsides, or lining up in the neutral zone. It'll bring up a 1st and 5 with 6.5 minutes to go, second quarter. 7-0 Imperial. Navas out of the shotgun. Handing it off to the right side. That's number 1, Arcides. And he'll pick up a first down. All he had to do was get 5 yards, but he got that and more, and they'll spot the ball right at the 34.
Well, Jacob Arcides able to get out to the far side and until he was brought down by number 30, Angel Mesa, but he picks up a first down, a much-needed first down for the Hawks of Gila Ridge.
So 6 minutes to go, second quarter. Navas switching in the back. And penalty flags are stopping the play in motion. False start, Gila Ridge.
Well, some of the leading tacklers for the Imperial Tigers are Zach Ray with 22 total tackles. He averages 9 tackles per game, along with Seth Shaw with 21 tackles, just 1 behind. And then Pablo Moreno comes in with 20 tackles thus far in the season.
First and 15 at the 29. Under 6 minutes to go. Full house backfield, I think that's what they call it. Navas. Handing off to favorite back, Galas. Picks up 4.
Galas, who picked up 111 yards on 13 carries the first game of the season, comes to add to his total as number 30 for the Tigers. Angel Mesa comes out along with number 50.
2nd and 11.
Connor Apodaca.
The ball at the 33. Spreading out the offense. Navas, shotgun snap. Over the middle. And just overthrows his receiver, Arcides, as he's running a seam route in the middle. And it'll bring up a 3rd and long.
The important thing, though, John, is that the Hawk receivers are getting open by a step or two, and it's just a matter of hooking up with their quarterback on these pass plays. Otherwise, we might see a different score in the ball game. But with 4:57 remaining here in the second quarter, it's Imperial 7, the visiting Hawks from Gila Ridge 0.
Third and 11 for Navas. And Navas, step up over the middle, almost intercepted by number 9.
Zach Ray.
And it'll bring up a 4th and long. Now they'll bring out the punting unit for the Gila Ridge Hawks and yet give Imperial another chance in the second quarter.
Well, Zach Ray, playing middle linebacker, dropping back in zone coverage, had that ball go right to him, and he had a lot of green space ahead of him, John. Only the quarterback would have been there to try to stop him, and as a result, it falls incomplete, and we're set for the Lancaster punt.
End over end. Looks like it goes out of bounds inside the 42-yard line. At the 41, 1st and 10 for the Imperial Tigers.
So the Tigers will come out with Turnin at quarterback. He'll be joined by Robinson, Shaw, Perez, Ray, and Nixon at the skill positions. Offensively at center, Apodaca. He'll be flanked by Connor Apodaca and Ethan Rees at guards. And number 58 for the Tigers will be at tackle. That's
Tiernan and Robinson in the backfield.
Andres Gastelum along with Aiden Shields.
And he's got a tight end on the left side.
That's Zach Ray.
1st and 10. Robinson, but penetrating through the line, the big number 66 for Gila Ridge. Gabriel Sykes Garcia just went down the line and saw him coming and was right there to make the tackle. So 4:20 to go.
An outstanding play by Sykes Garcia, playing the nose guard position.
And he did that textbook perfectly. 2nd and 11. Ball at the 40. Tiernan with a pass to number 5. That is caught right there. That is Dominic Suarez picking up 3, bringing up a 3rd and 7.
Suarez running a short hook pass, turning in after a 3-yard, going 3 yards and in. And right away the ball was there for him, but great defensive play on that coverage by Eric Urquijo.
Tiernan has time. Lets it go, almost intercepted on a tip drill there by number 2, but he intended it for Nixon.
And Nixon has to use his height to his advantage, John, as he went up the ladder. He's got to come down with that pass. You know, it's a jump ball, free for all.
Punting again are the Tigers, 4th and 7. Ball at the 44.
That's Ethan Gonzalez standing at his own 30-yard line.
Arcides will probably not be able to return it. It hits an Imperial Tiger, number
32. Pablo Moreno.
So Gila Ridge will get another shot here in the 3 minutes in the 2nd quarter. The Dom team. For your real estate needs, give Doug or Andrew a call at 337-8600. The Dom family has been in the Valley since 1908, and for business, residential, and farmland real estate, it's the Dom team. So 1st and 10. Empty backfield. Navas out of the shotgun. Looking like a lateral pass, but almost picked off by number 56, Ethan Reeves.
Well, J.J. Jackson was right there. The ball was right in front of him. And Ethan Reeves just kind of ran past it, then realized that the whistle hadn't been blown yet, and came back and tried to dive on the ball, but it caromed off his body and back into the hands of a Hawk offensive lineman.
So they're moving it back inside the 10. And that looks like a 1st and 25, a 2nd and 25.
And that was one of those could've, would've, and should've plays, John, that can frustrate coaches. You got to close. You have to close the deal.
Navas should have waited till he went forward. He threw it behind him. Navas out of the shotgun. 2nd and 25, inside the 10. And looked like he was expecting his running back to go the other way. And that's Galas. Galas went to the left and he turned to the right. And timeout is called with 2 minutes and 4 seconds to go. Tonight's game is brought to you by CR&R Incorporated, Environmental Services. With recycling now more important than ever, CR&R Incorporated has developed innovative recycling and reuse programs. CR&R Incorporated, the face of a greener generation. IID is your local public water and energy company, providing reliable water service and energy to the Imperial Valley 24/7. The IID is keeping the lights on and the water flowing in the Imperial Valley. By Jesus Cachu Escobar, Supervisor District 1. Your County Supervisor District 1, Jesus Cachu Escobar, is a proud sponsor of VSN. And he'd like to thank his constituents of District 1 and wishes all Valley teams a good season. By Ivy Welding and Mechanical with Fred Baeza, industrial welding contractor, serving the geothermal and industrial facilities in the Imperial Valley. Ivy Welding, 760-482-WELD.
So with 2:04 remaining, you have Navas, a sophomore quarterback for Gila Ridge. He's joined by Arcides, Galaz, Faber, Turner, and Lancaster at the skill positions.
Third and forever. Flare pass, number 2. That's Faber, but really not much there, maybe a yard.
Faber, John, that sounds familiar. Was that the name of the college at Animal House?
That was it, Faber College, and that was one of the favorite movies of my time, 1978, John Belushi.
Well, it was hard to tell with him because his sweatshirt only said college.
Another timeout is called. We'd like to remind you to listen to Que Pasa Calexico podcast for candid conversations with many of Imperial Valley personalities. Jose Alejos has been hosting the podcast for over 6 years. Check it out. Que Pasa Calexico. Learn, grow, and make the Imperial Valley a better place. By Tony and Patricia Ojeda, serving the Imperial Valley for all your industrial and agricultural needs. Hydraulic service and repair specialization, located at 1698 Jones Street in Brawley. And for all your rock and landscaping materials needed for your home and business, give Havens Landscaping a call at 352-6735. And so punting in the back of his end zone, Gomez.
Giovanni Gomez.
Almost blocked. Shaw will pick it up at midfield and will be brought down right there for one more time with 1:44 to go in the first half.
He was met immediately by Jacob Arcides, number 1, the offensive running back, and wrapped up Shaw right away. So with 1:44 remaining here in the first half, the Tigers will get the ball once again, see if they can mount a drive, the ball right at midfield.
And the El Centro Police Department would like to welcome all school faculty and students back to the 22-23 school year. Good luck to everyone. Thank you. The El Centro Police Department. So Gila Ridge, one more time. No, we've got CJ Tiernan back there. Oh, and he's sacked. Number 23 for the safety blitz.
Aiden Encinas.
From his linebacker position. He just came out of nowhere.
Well, an outstanding play as they were he read that all the way and shot the gap between the Apodaca relatives, Jose Apodaca at center and Connor Apodaca at left guard.
So a loss of 6. Tiernan shoots it over the middle, seam route caught by Zach Ray. Will give them some decent yardage. They've got less than a minute to go. They'll spot the ball at the 43.
And brought down by linebacker Rickson Zaragoza, number 8.
Tiernan, left side. Can't get the handle on it. That's Nixon. So they're pulling out all the stops here before we go into halftime.
You know the old saying in the 50s, John, if you can get your hand on it, you should catch it.
Yep.
So it's a 4th down, 42 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
C.J. Tiernan, Robinson.
Didn't fool anybody as that stout rush defense of the Gila Ridge Hawks. They're putting a stop, led by number 23, Aiden Encinas, the linebacker, along with Chase Carter and Leonard Scaife, making the stop. So the Tigers, with 34 seconds remaining here in the second quarter, will turn the ball over on downs. Let's see what the spread offense of Coach Jessica Slaughter can do here in the closing seconds of the first half.
Well, they've got 34 seconds to move the ball.
Steven Navas, a 6'3", 155-pound quarterback. Only a sophomore, John.
They got 57 yards to go, Vic. And they're taking a timeout. So it's been a pretty evenly matched first half, I would say, as the defenses have been really stepping up and not allowing any penetration except for that first play, or that first series of play by the Tigers.
Yes, that 70-yard plus touchdown pass, catch, and reception from quarterback C.J. Tiernan to Nixon, Jared Nixon, to start the scoring of the game, and it's been the only score, as well as the Gonzalez place kick.
Gila Ridge, Navas over the middle. Pass is caught, a first down, a pickup of 17 yards.
That was Cole Lancaster, number 18, making the reception.
And they'll move the chains with 27 seconds to go. And 40 yards for a touchdown.
So time called.
They're utilizing all their timeouts.
So hopefully they'll be able to correct the technical issues with the score clock and the scoreboard here at halftime, so we can report with greater accuracy.
Yeah, like I said, we're kind of low on the in the stands, and we're looking right over the heads of the home bench. But we'll make do, Vic.
So it's a 1st and 10, the ball at the 40-yard line of Imperial. The Hawks are going right to left. The Tigers are defending the southern goal here at Shimamoto-Simpson Stadium in the beautiful city of Imperial, one of the fastest growing cities in the state of California as far as housing is concerned.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere. Navas looked a little confused.
Well, he was expecting Michael Galaz, number 21, who was in motion, to come by for the handoff, and he wasn't there.
So the last timeout will be called.
Now you know how those bank robbers feel when they're caught holding the bag and the getaway car hasn't arrived yet.
Or it doesn't start. So tonight, it's Imperial and Gila Ridge. Tomorrow on VSN, you can catch the city championship for the city of El Centro between Central and Southwest.
Is that going to be on VSN North?
That'll be on VSN Live with Will Torres and Ron Rubio.
And Joaquin Matus will be at the controls. And Manny Ortiz with the camera.
And I'm sure Jalen Fong will be there too.
Hopefully we'll be able to, after the Joe Apodaca interview, we'll be able to get Jalen Fong to come and enlighten our viewing audience on the statistical information of the first half and what's taking place elsewhere in the Imperial Valley, even though it's a Thursday night.
2nd and 9. 19 seconds. Navas looking to the right side. He'll complete the pass. Number 18, that is Lancaster.
So offensively, the Hawks are going with Navas at quarterback wearing jersey number 5. His running backs are Jacob Arcides, number 1, Michael Galaz, number 21, who also splits out as a wide receiver. You have number 2, Braden Faber, number 9, Seth Turner, whose name we haven't called out tonight, and Cole Lancaster wearing jersey number 18, who just made that reception. Offensively, they go with Austin Bobback at center. The guards are Mendades and Caldwell. The tackles, Junior Rodriguez and Abraham Alonso.
Navas with an empty backfield. Over the middle. And no intended receiver nearby, but
Seth Shaw, almost from his center field position, playing deep inside his own 10-yard line, almost able to come up with that interception as he dove for the ball. A valiant effort and coming up empty.
Well, they've got a 4th and short, and they've got 7 seconds. So they've got to go deep.
And Steven Navas has displayed a strong arm, John, so he can heave the ball into the end zone. Unless he relies on a little dump and run and tries to get some blocking like a picket fence.
Now they're going to spread everybody out. And Navas going to the near side. And the pass is almost intercepted. Seth Shaw was right there. So they'll have a 1 second and 4/10 of a second to see what they can do. They'll probably just take a knee and go into the locker room.
Well, I think, do you want to regain the momentum and go for the bomb, or be satisfied with a 7-0 lead, pick up your marbles, and go in at halftime?
That's a good question. And it looks like they will just take a knee as Tiernan is under center. And they do that. And so our first half of play, Imperial, Gila Ridge, is over. 7-0, Imperial.
We'd like to be back with more in a minute on VSN.
Whether you're looking to purchase or sell, your next home awaits. Give the Dom team a call. With over 50 years of experience and over 100 years in the Imperial Valley, Andy and Doug can help you find the right home at the right price fast. Visit us online at www.thedomteam.com and let Andrew and Doug find the perfect home for you. Call today, 760-337-8600.
Duck wants to remind everyone to stay active, play safe, and be cool this summer. Even if you don't have access to a swimming pool, there are plenty of other ways to cool off without going near canals. To play it safe, please remember Dippy Duck's rules. Never swim in a canal, never play near canals, and never jump into a canal. If you see someone fall in, get help or call 911. If something drops in accidentally, let it go. Things can always be replaced, but your life can't. Just stay away, and you'll stay alive.
At Burgers and Beer, our customers are like family. Let's hear what a few of them have to say about us.
We're here at Burgers and Beer with the best burgers in town.
We get to sit together and enjoy the great food.
I like from Burgers and Beer is in the lemonade.
For the fresh iced tea, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
It was wonderful, very fast, very efficient.
I love the great food and family environment.
I love the burgers and the customer service.
So come and see us and find out for yourself at Burgers and Beer.
From the Chocolate Mountains to the Sea of Cortez, all along the border on a Thursday night, it's exciting Imperial Valley football. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our halftime show here at Shimamoto-Simpson Stadium as we're honored with our guest tonight, Jose Apodaca, in his 9th year at the helm of Imperial High School, serving as principal of the Imperial High School Tigers. Joe, welcome.
Vic, how you doing? It's great to be here, man. It's good to see you again.
Well, Joe, everything looks real good. You have a packed house here on a Thursday night. Tell us what's happening with all this excitement at Imperial High School this year for the 2022-23 school year.
Well, you're right. It is a Thursday night. We made the adjustment due to the shortage, if you will, of officials. So we are doing our part, and we volunteered to move this game to Thursday. But we have an awesome crowd. We've always had awesome support here at Imperial High School, and tonight's a testament to that. We have a band going right now, awesome halftime show. We have our cheer squad. We have our student section. We have moms, dads, grandparents, and everybody out here on a Thursday night. And guess what? We get to go to school tomorrow.
That's another thing, Joe. Tell us about the infrastructure of the administration and your staff that helps carry this out and enjoy all the success that you've enjoyed these last 9 years.
Well, it really starts, I mean, I've always said this, and I believe this with all my heart, that our teachers are the heartbeat of our school. You know, our teachers are here. They support our kids every day in and day out. Our counselors are the backbone of our school because they're the strength. They guide our kids from freshman year to graduation. And then our classified team, as you know, are the brains of our school. So it's really a team effort here. I'm blessed and I have the opportunity to work, to just have a seat at the table and work at supporting as many people as I can, you know, from our district to our maintenance and operations team, to our custodial staff right now who are here tonight working. I mean, it's an awesome team. We're just a very close-knit family, and we look out after each other, and we're all here to serve kids ultimately.
With the city of Imperial being one of the fastest growing cities in the state of California in housing, what kind of an impact has that had at the high school, let alone the school district?
9 years ago, when I first was blessed to start here, we had 1,030 students. Right now, if we're not at 1,400, we're pretty darn close to it. And that's impacted our demographics a little bit. And it's been a great challenge for us because, or not a challenge, but an opportunity to really push ourselves as professionals and serve all of our kids. Imperial has always had a strong tradition of being excellent in terms of academics and all the support and whatnot. And right now, the staff here has really done an awesome job of adjusting with the changes, demographic changes, population changes and adjustments, and really getting after it and learning and making themselves better to serve all of our kids all of the time.
With that rapid population growth and enrollment here at Imperial, the physical plant of Imperial High School, has that been able to keep pace with this unprecedented growth, or are there future building or expansion on the horizon?
Well, actually right now we are, if you walk on our campus, there's a huge wall in the middle. We're building a brand new multi-purpose room with a stage. It's a brand new culinary arts classroom with a culinary lab, brand new kitchen. So that's hopefully going to be done here at the end of this year. And starting 2023, when we come back, we should be able to have access to that again. And then we're looking at passing another bond by the great community here and modernizing some of our other facilities as well. And we're looking at modernizing our ag and CTE facilities as soon as we get done with the NPR and the culinary arts and the new stage. It's been a long time coming because the cafeteria we currently have is really small. So right now we don't even have access to it. So our kids, our teachers, everyone's done an awesome job of adjusting and just being very patient and working with that new building and that new construction on campus.
You know, with STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math being the buzzwords throughout the United States, and in particular California, San Diego State Imperial Valley campus just received from the state legislature $80 million for their Brawley campus to expand a STEM facility there and introduce that curriculum, particularly with the lithium development out of the Salton Sea extraction on the horizon. Central just completed their STEM building and is utilizing that for their science, and technology, engineering, and math. Calexico High School built two multi-story buildings there at the front of the campus to also address that. How does that parlay into the future for Imperial High School?
Well, it just really depends on what we're doing with what we can get passed and what we can get done. As far as science and STEM, our science department has been making the adjustment to the next generation science standards years ago. And our Imperial Valley Discovery Zone, IVDZ, led by Mr. Gibbs, who's right up there calling the game tonight. We just met with some folks about a month ago discussing exactly that. We have our kids who are high school explainers. They're actually delivering lessons to our little kids in the district and the elementary schools, all about science and teaching the professional development to our science teachers in the elementaries as they come up. So right now, obviously the facilities are awesome to have, but what I'm more proud of, and I'm sure everyone will say the same thing, is our science department and the diligence that they put forth in researching and being very resourceful with what we have. You know, the Imperial Valley Discovery Zone has really done some awesome things with science and really making science accessible to all of our kids within our community and across the Imperial Valley.
You know, spreading the wealth curriculum-wise, as well as the student athletes and the students themselves academically. The Imperial High School traditionally has been known for athletic excellence as well as academic excellence. Can you talk about the other athletic programs that are offered here in the fall and how those teams are doing?
Well, our girls golf team just beat, I think, Vincent Memorial this evening. Did a good job. They've won the last 2 matches. Our cross country is getting after it. We haven't started league play, but we've had broken some personal records. And we also have volleyball. Volleyball lost a good one last night, I believe, to Hopeville. It was a tough game. I mean, and you know, we talk about sometimes you lose games, but there's so much that you gain from the experience. You either win or learn. So I mean, no one goes out to lose a game, but you never really lose anything. You always learn something. So those are our fall sports right now, and then we'll transition to winter sports for our boys and girls basketball. You know, our girls basketball team was a state runner-up last year, and we have pretty much the entire team coming back, and our coach, Coach Pancioni, has been at the helm for more than 20 years and done an awesome job with that. Boys basketball is looking really good under Coach Milan. And then we have our wrestling team and boys and girls soccer. You know, girls soccer did well last year. Boys soccer won the CIF championship and went to the first round and just lost a heartbreaker in the first round. Spring sports, we have, you know, baseball, softball, boys golf, and track and field. So, I mean, they've all been doing an awesome job in terms of being competitive. We want to build competitive programs, but also keep the student in capital letters dash capital A with an athlete lowercase the rest of them. So we really believe that we have to be good people, you know, team players, investigative people, global citizens, effective communicators, and responsible students. That's what Tiger stands for. And that's our priority, to build solid human beings that are going to be awesome students, and then we're going to work to excel in any extracurricular or co-curricular. As you see, our band is doing an awesome job. They're going to be competing here shortly under Chris Scurries. Our choir under George Scott has done an awesome job as well. So, I mean, our cheer squad, I mean, I'm trying to think of everything. It's just really the entire team, the entire family here at Imperial High School, Imperial Unified School District, it's an awesome place. It's very blessed to be part of this team.
You know, and continuity breeds success, and this is evident here, not only out on the gridiron, but in the stands, the cheerleading, and just the reputation that Imperial enjoys throughout the Imperial Valley in the region as well as at the state level,
right.
Not only competing academically but athletically as well. But it all comes back to you, Joe. You've picked up the baton 9 years ago and you've continued the race, but being at the front of the race as it carries on. So we want to thank you very much for everything that you've done for us, particularly at VSN, setting us up here in the hospitality that's been provided to us. And we look forward to having you back again the next time VSN is here to live stream an Imperial Tiger football game.
Anytime, Vic. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Apodaca, the Imperial High School principal, as we will be back with more in a minute on VSN.
Reducing energy use during the summer is more important than ever. This summer, IID encourages you to do your part by setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, avoiding the use of large appliances between 4 and 9 p.m., and turning off all unnecessary lighting. But there's more. IID provides a number of summer energy-saving opportunities to help you make the most of your energy savings efforts. Check out our tips and energy-saving guides at IID.com. Let's work together to stay cool and save energy this summer.
Whether you're looking to purchase or sell, your next home awaits. Give the Dom team a call. With over 50 years of experience and over 100 years in the Imperial Valley, Andy and Doug can help you find the right home at the right price fast. Visit us online at www.thedomteam.com and let Andrew and Doug find the perfect home for you. Call today, 760-337-8600.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the halftime show has concluded. The Imperial Tigers hosting the Gila Ridge Hawks, leading 7-0 as we get set for the final 2 quarters of action here. Gila Ridge out of Yuma, Arizona in the foothills, and the Imperial Tigers here in the center of the Imperial Valley as they share that position with Central and Southwest at the center seat.
You know, it was good. I'm glad we got Joe Apodaca up here. I don't know if you talked about his stint as Central coach, Calexico coach, athletic director for Calexico and for Hauteville, and just an all-around good guy. Played college ball and came back, a graduate of Central High School 1990, and came back and is doing very well for himself. Teaches at IVC, and a good friend of mine, and we learned a lot from him as we worked together back in the 2000s when he was down in Calexico as an English teacher.
You know, one of my former colleagues when I was on the Board of Supervisors was the late Joe Maruca, a longtime educator, administrator, and he always told me whenever we'd run into each other and then we'd sit side by side and then go have lunch or coffee and talk, that Joe Apodaca was always one of his favorites. He just epitomized leadership, excellence, and as a football player, he said he was a mad dog. Maybe that's why he later worked at Calexico High School as a football coach and other duties as assigned.
No, when he was a committed coach to the kids, I mean, they really responded well. Some of them have gone on to bigger and better things. And one thing I learned from him was about football, it's not about the X's and O's. It's about the Jimmys and Joes. It's about the guys out there. It's about how they feel, where's your heart? Where's your dedication? Where's your attitude? I mean, that's Joe Apodaca, the one that I know.
Well, you've got to develop relationships in anything, John, whether you're in the classroom or out on the gridiron or on the basketball court or on the diamond. It's all about relationships. And what player wants to play for a coach who doesn't even know your name, and you're already midway into the season and they're still asking you what your name is.
Right, but Joe led by example too. I mean, Saturday morning film sessions at 7 a.m., all the players were there, and that's hard. We're having a rough Friday night or you're coming in from out of town to be at the school to watch film.
Well, not only did he talk the talk, he also walked the walk. Just like you, John, as we get set for the kickoff, it's going to get underway to start the third quarter.
Good old Joe. So kicking off the Imperial Tigers, Gonzalez.
Ethan Gonzalez, number 13.
Squibbit inside the 10. That's number 14 for Gila Ridge.
Jaden Yancey.
And 36 and 32 brought him down for the Tigers. That's Pablo Moreno and Joel Villacampos. A couple of guys that we've called already. So Gila Ridge will take over on downs, 1st and 10. Back around their 19-yard line.
They'll be going with Navas at quarterback. He'll be joined by Arcides, and Galaz, along with Faber, Turner, and Lancaster, the wideouts. Offensively, they'll go with Boback at center. The guards are Armendariz and Caldwell, and the tackles are Junior Rodriguez and Abraham Alonso. Defensively, the Tigers go with Shaw, Mesa, Jimenez, Ray, and Baron. Mesa, Moreno, Villacampos, Reeves, and Max Alvarez, and Aiden Shields. Tough Imperial Tiger defense as they shut out the Hawks in the first 2 quarters of action here. As if you just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, the score is 7-0 in favor of the Imperial Tigers.
Well, there must have been a penalty as they're moving the yard marker to the 10. And Navas out of the gun. Another penalty.
That was Dylan Frisch.
False start, 5 yards.
At right guard, moving prematurely before the snap count. So not the start that the Hawks, under the tutelage of Jessica Slaughter, wanted to have starting off the third quarter.
But Gila Ridge is starting way back inside the 5. Galas with the handoff, trying to get some breathing room, take it across the 10 to about the 11.
Tripped up by number 9, Zach Ray, the linebacker, the leading tackler for the Imperial Tigers after 4 games in the early season. So it's about a 2nd and 9. The ball inside at the 10-yard line.
Navas to Galas. And met hard right there. No gain. Bringing up 3rd and long.
Initial contact was number 18, Darian Romo, that broke up that play and not allowing the play to develop as his teammates came in to finish him off.
So Gila Ridge way back in their own territory in the 3rd quarter as we start on the 3rd down with about 7 to go.
You know, John, I didn't realize there's a whole other section of bleachers there from the 15-yard line in, and it's packed with the students section of Imperial High School.
Gila Ridge will call a timeout, and so will we. We'll be back with more in a minute on the Valley Sports Network.
Dippy Duck wants...
Third and 7 for Gila Ridge. The ball inside the 15-yard line. Navas out of the shotgun. Screen pass to Galas, incomplete. So they're going to have to punt from back of the end zone. Driscoll's has been serving the Imperial Valley since 1979. They take great pride in the years of experience and quality custom silk screening and embroidery services. Make sure you stop by to check out their huge selection of sunglasses, sandals, and street clothes located at 1470 West State Street in El Centro. That's Driscoll's. So the punt is blocked. And the Lancaster, I believe the punter will fall on it, and it'll be a safety.
That was Ethan Rees that rushed through the middle there to block that punt. And so once again, the Imperial Tigers capitalizing on an outstanding play by Ethan Reeves and their defense. And as a result, they'll put another 2 points on the board.
So way back at the back of the end zone, you've got to be careful with those blocked punts back there. And I'm sure Shaw had that well planned for the Tigers.
So with 10-11 remaining here in the third quarter, the Tigers extend their lead to 9-0 over the Hawks of Gila Ridge in the foothills of Yuma.
So the points go to Imperial and the Gila Ridge Hawks get a free kick. And I believe they kick it at the 20. So you can punt it or you can place it, however you choose.
I would think they'd want to punt just to restore the confidence of the kicker, Lancaster. Well, it looks like they might have Michael Galaz, number 21, as the kicker.
And Robinson,
along with Nixon, standing inside their 30-yard line.
It looks like Barron.
Is that Barron there?
Yeah.
I thought it was number 24. He's on the sidelines here by the 30-yard marker.
So, a free kick, they're going to place it.
Well, John, there's a long line over there for the carne asada burritos.
Well, I don't know what they are, but I think they're flame broiled burgers.
Either way, it looks good. Smells good.
Is good.
But we'll try those Johnny Moe hot dogs from Pinky's.
There you go. End over end. Barron at the 25. Coming this way. And brought down right at the 40.
And it looks like he may have coughed up the football by the reaction of the Hawks of Gila Ridge. Let's see what J.J. Jackson wearing the white hat.
Looks like, yes, Gila Ridge gets that football as Barron couldn't hang on to it.
Oh, that plane looked like it was coming in pretty low.
Mikey Vindiola, thank you for tuning us in, and he sending you a shout out, Vic, as being the good neighbor down on Preston Drive.
Hey, a great neighborhood. Lalo, Mikey, Giovanni, Jorgito.
They didn't go up the block because there was bad news and riffraff up the block where I live, Vic. So a 1st and 10.
Mono.
The ball at the 40.
It was great to watch them all grow up.
Yeah. Navas. And just handing it off the middle, doing what he's done with Galaz.
And that was number 66, Jose Apodaca, from his nose guard position, able to make that tackle.
Galaz picks up 2, bringing up a 2nd and 8 for the Hawks.
And that was 2 tough yards, John.
Oh yeah, you've got everybody in tight sometimes, and you know you've got to get those linemen out there blocking, giving them some room.
Well, you know, the Hawks run the spread offense like Imperial, and so they're all looking for the keys, whether it's the tight end lining up on either side or how the running backs are.
Navas fakes the dive to Galaz, rolling out on a little play action. Completes the pass to Lancaster on the right side. Lancaster picks up a 1st down. They'll move the chains and take it to about the 25.
Well, the Tiger defense was anticipating a rush on the left side of their offensive line, and they loaded up their linebackers and cornerback there, and Navas fooled everybody by keeping the ball, rolling out to his right, and throwing that short pass to Lancaster to get the first down yardage.
First down at the 27. Going in. Galas just pounding his way to the 24.
Brought down immediately by number 7, Julian Jimenez.
Pick up a 3 yards. So 8-13 and counting, 9-0 in the third quarter, Imperial.
You know, I'm not used to this aerial display, not of the quarterbacks, but all these planes flying by, you know, close proximity to the field, but it turns out the Imperial County Airport is just south of us.
And the Navy base is west of us. Galas will keep it on the ground.
Running behind the blocking of Kobe Caldwell and Abraham Alonso.
He'll pick up 2 yards, bringing it a 3rd and 5 for Gila Ridge Hawks.
Aiden Shields and Max Alvarez along with Ethan Reeves in to make the stop.
So Gila Ridge with a 3rd and 5. And I would want to say that this may be the best field position they've had. They're taking a timeout. Oh, no, they're not. So no longer incorporating that no huddle offense. Gila Ridge is taking their time in the huddle. Navas under center. Handing off to number 1. That's Arcides. Nothing there, so it'll bring up a 4th down. Arcides with a fullback in front of him, number 21. Oh, Galas. So multiple formations for the Gila Ridge Hawks. They go into spread, they go into doubles, they go into trips right or left. Shotgun under center. Quite a variety of offensive formations for Gila Ridge. Now they're back in shotgun. And Arcides in the backfield. Penalty flags. Delay of game. So it's a 5-yard penalty on the Hawks. You know, they looked like they were taking quite a bit of time in the huddle.
Well, maybe they're more conducive to the no-huddle offense where they just get the play from the sideline. Everybody's watching it like that prairie dog offense where everybody's looking at the coach on the sideline to get the play, and then they just bark out the signals and run it and try to execute it to the best of their ability. So both teams evenly matched here, John, with 5:20 remaining in the third quarter. So, Imperial 9, Gila Ridge 0.
Pass interference as a pass was intended for Braden Faber, and that'll go in favor of the Gila Ridge Hawks.
Both Pablo Moreno and Seth Shaw covering on that play right in front of line judge Sal Boxer Carrillo.
So it will be a first down. And I'm not sure how they mark it, as if it's at the spot of the foul, but they'll give them the first down and they'll be deep in Imperial Tiger territory. They're moving that ball to the 12-yard line on a 1st and 10. Best field position for Gila Ridge yet. With 5:11 to go, third quarter. Gila Ridge Navas under center. Looking for to see this. Going off tackle, right side. Imperial was there, no gain on the play.
Number 9, Zach Ray, their middle linebacker, quickly in to close up the hole and make that tackle.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Burgers and Beer. For the best burgers in town, it's Burgers and Beer at 260 North Imperial Avenue in El Centro. Open 7 days a week and serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Come watch the VSN Game of the Week at Burgers and Beer.
Ray, the leading tackler for the Imperial Tiger defense, averaging 9.3 tackles per game.
There goes Navas, little play action, right side, incomplete. Looks like the, wait a minute, did incomplete, well, 88 was the intended receiver. Alec Romero. So a 2nd and 10.
Well, I like the offensive philosophy of the Hawks of Gila Ridge, John. Wide open spread offense, spreading the wealth. They don't focus on one part of the field. They're equally adept at utilizing the left side, the center, or the right side.
3rd and 10. Pass over the middle is caught. Touchdown, Gila Ridge. And that's, looks like number 18, Cole Lancaster. So Gila Ridge will go for the point after. Whether they go for 2 or 1, we'll see.
Well, Gila Ridge and Lancaster utilizing the center of the field as he looked for an open spot, ran towards it in the end zone and just button hook, turned around and waiting for the quarterback to pick him off. Navas, the sophomore quarterback, just checked down, looked out to the corners, and then narrowed his vision and scope to the center.
And Navas and company were going to go for 2. And he's keeping it and getting a big push by offensive line Idem Duarte. And he gets it, doesn't he? Yes, he does. And so, with 4:23 third quarter, Imperial 9, Gila Ridge 8. We'll be back with more in a minute on the Valley Sports Network.
Whippy Duck wants to remind everyone to stay active, play safe, and be cool this summer. Even if you don't have access to a swimming pool, there are plenty of other ways to cool off without going near canals. To play it safe, please remember Dippy Duck's rules. Never swim in a canal, never play near canals, and never jump into a canal. If you see someone fall in, get help or call 911. If something drops in accidentally, let it go. Things can always be replaced, but your life can't. Just stay away, and you'll stay alive.
With 4:23 remaining here in the third quarter, after that scoring strike from quarterback Steven Navas to Cole Lancaster and then successfully converting the 2-point play, they've cut the lead to 1, 9-8, as we get set for the Michael Galas kickoff. Back to receive Rashad Robinson
and Barron. Galas with a kickoff. End over end. Robinson. Stutter steps and breaking a tackle. And still on his feet, but finally brought down at the 24.
As a horde of Hawks from the kicking team making that stop there, not giving Robinson any type of pathway to get his speed up, as the Tigers will take over inside their own 25-yard line. 4:11 remaining here in the third quarter. Well, John, 9-8, we've got a barn burner here.
Yes, we do. And Imperial needs to come out on all cylinders, as this third quarter has 4 minutes on the clock. C.J. Tiernan. And nothing really happening there in the backfield.
Taking the handoff, deciding to keep the ball himself. And the run defense of the Hawks, Scaife, Fox, and Caldwell, along with Duarte, were there to make that stop.
The Tigers will keep the ball on the ground. They've been doing that. They haven't really utilized the air attack.
Well, they were initially in the first half going to Jared Nixon, who's coming here to split out to the near side.
Tiernan, now he's going to the air to Nixon. And not enough for a first down, though. Just about 2 yards shy of it.
So it'll be 3rd and about 2. Nixon again split out to the near side. Go ahead.
3 minutes to go, third quarter.
Well, I thought you were going to say 3 receivers split to the far side.
Okay, they're out there. Trips left. Robinson gets a much-needed first down for the Tigers. They'll take it to the 39.
And that was number 64, Leonard Scaife, making that stop.
They'll get it there at the 40.
But more importantly, they picked up a valuable first down to keep this drive alive.
And Tiernan with a no huddle. Running to the left side, rolling, keeping, and pushed out of bounds in front of the Gila Ridge bench. Imperial Valley College, founded in 1962, proud sponsor of VSN's live stream for all Imperial Valley High School sports, IVC fostering excellence in education for 60 years. And by Esqued Realty, your hometown real estate office in Calexico, serving the entire Imperial Valley for 30 years. Go see Mark Esqued of Esqued Realty, the mark of excellence. 2nd and 4. Tigers at the 46. And Robinson met at the line of scrimmage for no gain. So Gila Ridge is right there, putting stops up the middle. 2 minutes to go, third quarter.
Defensively, the Hawks go with Eric Urquijo, number 3, Rickson Zaragoza, Jaden Yancey, Michael Galaz, Aiden Encinas, and Chase Carter. The linebackers are Quincy Washington, number 33, Adrian Garcia, Ariam Duarte.
Option by Tiernan. First down, crossing midfield and taking it to the Hawk 46.
Brought down by linebacker number 32, Chase Carter, along with 21, Michael Galaz, but not until Tiernan is able to pick up a first down in Hawk territory, the ball at the 46.
Under a minute and a half, folks, third quarter. Tiernan is now under center. 3 receivers to the near side. More option ball to Robinson, left side. 2-yard pickup.
Running behind the blocking of Andres Gastelum and Connor Apodaca. A little running room there as they were Robinson trying to navigate his way within the tough interior defensive line of the Hawks.
So the ball resting at the 44-yard line with a 2nd and 8 for Imperial. And Tigers Tiernan out of the shotgun, double doubles. Robinson in the backfield. Quick pass, it's deflected and intended for number 5. Dominic Suarez. So it'll bring up a third down now. 23 seconds, stopping the clock. third quarter.
That was number 69, Abran Alonso, that broke up that play.
Tigers may get a play here. They need to get a first down to try to keep that momentum going. Jet sweep, handing it off to number 3. That's Devin Mesa. And he'll get to the first down marker, Vic. And will they call for a measurement?
Well, the Tigers trying to look for some balance and continuity here on this drive, mixing the pass with the run.
So they'll give him the first down and keep this drive alive with 13 seconds in the third quarter.
But it's been a challenge for the offensive line of the Imperial Tigers to try to take control of the trenches there, John. And as you, as a former offensive lineman, know, the battle of the trenches determines the outcome of the game.
Absolutely. And you've got to give your ball carriers or receivers the time and the space for them to move forward. At Arctic Air, we know that having the right people on the job is just as important as choosing the best equipment. Our York-trained professionals provide you with top quality equipment, skilled installation, and an expert analysis of your comfort needs. Contact Arctic Air Conditioning at 352-8855. Have you earned your varsity letter? We'll get your Letterman jacket started today at lettermanandbros.com. Call Dan at 760-693-5034. That's Letterman and Bros. Reach Medical Response Service. Donnie Wharton reminds you that when seconds count, you can depend on Reach Medical Transportation Service. By Jimmy Sanders Incorporated, a leader in design, development, and delivery. Sanders Incorporated is a proud supporter of Imperial Valley football, and we wish all of our Imperial Valley schools a safe and successful season. Remember what Dippy Duck says, never swim in canals and always conserve energy during peak hours. And go see my buddy Hank at Grasso's, an Imperial Valley tradition since 1955 with that world-famous double-sided garlic bread. Family owned and operated. That's Grasso's in El Centro. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Getting rough out there, Vic.
Well, it's smash mouth football, John.
And that is Robinson with the ball carrier.
Coming from Atlanta, his brother went to Lincoln and is now at UCLA playing football for the Bruins. He's only a freshman. He showed a lot of promise in the first quarter, but he's been wrapped up pretty much.
He's their workhorse tonight. Rashad Robinson. Tiernan out of the gun with a slot. Robinson pounding his way and picking up 6.
Very impressive freshman, John.
Oh, absolutely. A 6-yard gain for the Tigers as they're just moving the ball methodically down the field with a 3rd and 4 coming up. The ball at the 30-yard line.
The clock running, under 10 minutes, 50 seconds remaining here in the ball game in the fourth quarter.
Option ball, and Tiernan will decide to keep as he takes it inside the 30. Probably
outstanding defensive play by number 2, the cornerback, Braden Faber, from your favorite college of the 60s, John.
Faber College. It's one of the Ivy League schools, Vic. What happened when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor, Vic? When the going gets tough?
I don't remember the movie.
The tough get going. He had to think about that. I thought you were acting like John Belushi. Okay, timeout is called with 4th down and 10 minutes to go. We'll be back with more in a minute on the Valley Sports Network.
at Burger.
So with 10:04 remaining here in the fourth quarter, Jose Apodaca, at number 66 at center, leading the troops out of the huddle. Turning under center.
Robinson up the middle again, gets a first down. They'll move the chains. So he'll take it to about the 25-yard line.
John, you have to be impressed how quickly he hits the hole and gets past the line of scrimmage.
No, he's there.
So quickly, he lost a shoe.
And he's only a freshman, Vic, like you've been saying this whole game, but wow, he's pretty impressive for just a freshman.
Well, John, I used to introduce you as the real deal.
Well, this guy's the real deal.
Yeah,
I'm just a ham and egger. 1st and 10. Tiernan, left flat, looking for Nixon, incomplete.
Broken up by number 7, Angel Mendoza. You know, these Hawks cornerbacks and defensive backs are outstanding defenders, John. They're on the Tiger receivers like flies on honey. So they narrow the window very quickly for C.J. Turner to find an open target.
3 receivers to the right. Nixon to the left. Robinson and Tiernan in the backfield. Tiernan rolling, keeping. Gets a first down as he takes it inside the 15. Move those chains for the Tigers.
What I noticed is that the Tiger receivers turned into blockers as he was flushed out of the pocket, anticipating the run. You know, what's amazed me about Vincent Memorial, when their quarterback, Jacobo Elias, is flushed out of the pocket, they take off from their designated routes and run to spots on the field by the sideline for him to, like a ladder, pick either a short pattern or a deep pattern or intermediate in between.
First down at about the 12. Tiernan keeps the football, running the option to the right. And going deeper into Hawk territory. 8:37 and counting in the fourth quarter. Tonight's game is brought to you by Imperial Printers. We are ready to help you with your next project, from business cards to yard signs. Located at 430 West Main in El Centro. Imperial Printers, what can we print for you today?
Well, you know, Turner came into tonight's game with 345 total yards on the season. 44 of those on the run, and here he's been adding to his total with 8:13 remaining. Time has been called.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Intercare since 1970. When it comes to healthcare, Intercare is here to help with locations throughout the Imperial Valley, formerly Clínicas de Salud del Pueblo. Intercare, improving the health and wellness of the community. By Marianne Valenzuela Fenley, your State Farm insurance agent. Like a good neighbor, she's located in Brawley at 122 Main Street. Call Marianne Valenzuela Fenley at 344-0447 for all your insurance needs. By the Dom team, your real estate team of Doug and Andrew Dom. Call them at 337-8600. For business, residential, and farmland real estate, it's the Dom team. By CR&R Incorporated Environmental Services. With recycling now more important than ever, CR&R Incorporated has developed innovative recycling and reuse programs. CR&R Incorporated, the face of a greener generation. So, 2nd and 4. Robinson gets the handoff. Pounding his way for a gain of 1. 3rd and 3.
They're in the red zone as they're knocking on the door of the Hawk nest, would you say, in their end zone. 7:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter. It's been pound and ground on the talents of Rashad Robinson, that fine freshman running back.
7.5 minutes, Vic. Third and short. Deep in Hawk territory with Robinson again. Left side this time. They'll move that yard marker, giving him a 1st and goal inside the 5. So the Tigers with a 1st and goal, knocking on the Hawk door. 7 minutes to go. A great game tonight between Gila Ridge and the Imperial Tigers.
Well, we have a final from Chula Vista, John. Montgomery, the Aztecs, defeating the Castle Park Trojans, who will be playing Vincent Memorial October 7th, 42-7.
Robinson gets real close to the end zone, to the goal line. He's about 2 yards out now with a 2nd and goal. So Bonita Vista will play Vincent though tomorrow, right?
Yes, at Sweetwater High School in National City.
Bonita Vista doesn't have they're probably going under construction, their stadium. We don't know. Robinson again pounding. Will go the extra effort. And will score a touchdown for the Tigers. From a couple of yards out, Rashad Robinson takes it to the house.
So with 5:49 remaining here in the fourth quarter, Robinson punching it in from short yardage, giving the Tigers some breathing room, 15-8 over the Hawks from Gila Ridge.
Ethan Gonzalez with a point after for Imperial.
Jose Apodaca will take over the snap. Or maybe it's number 60.
No, it's 50, 52, I believe.
That being Andy Velasco.
Oh, couldn't get it off. It was timing. It was a bad low snap, and they couldn't set it. So it'll be 15-8 with 5:49 to go in this football game. The Tigers on top. Your county supervisor, District 1, Jesus Cachu Escobar, is a proud sponsor of VSN. Jesus Escobar would like to thank his constituents of District 1, and he wishes all Valley teams a great season. Tonight's game is brought to you by Ivy Welding and Mechanical, industrial welding contractor, serving the geothermal and all industrial facilities in the Imperial Valley. Ivy Welding, a proud sponsor of Valley Sports Network in El Centro. Call Fred at 760-482-WELD. By Ojeda Industries, Tony and Patricia Ojeda, serving the entire Imperial Valley for your industrial and agricultural needs, specializing in hydraulic service and repair. Located in Brawley at 1698 Jones Street. And for all your rock and landscaping materials needed for your home and business, it's Havens Landscaping in El Centro. Havens at 352-6735. And you want to stay up with the latest in Imperial Valley sports coverage? Follow us on Twitter at Valley Sports Net, and make sure to have your post notifications turned on. End over end kick deep and will not be returned. It'll be spotted at the 20. So 5:49 to go for Gila Ridge. They're down by 7, 15-8.
You know, that botched extra point attempt would have given the Tigers the cushion to force 2 scores on the Hawks of Gila Ridge from the foothills of Yuma. as they journey across the state line, crossing the Colorado River to get here to the Imperial Valley. The Colorado River, the lifeblood of Imperial Valley electricity and agriculture.
Keeps the lights on. So Navas and company with Navas out of the shotgun. Looking this way and intercepted by the Tigers.
Number 32.
That's Pablo Moreno. Right there, read it perfectly and intercepts a Navas pass and giving excellent field position to the Tigers with 5:40 to go in this football game. So look what I found.
He threw it right to him. So the Tigers not only with excellent field position, but they have the clock on their side with 5:40, and we'll probably see Robinson, and Robinson again, as the Tigers will probably run the ball to
eat the clock up. And it's all been Robinson and Tiernan too, and Pablo Moreno. And that's Robinson again. Couldn't find the hole that time. So losing a yard.
Number 32, Chase Carter, in to quickly make that tackle from his linebacking position, so they're keen on Robinson. I'm surprised that we haven't seen Seth Shaw, who's been the second leading rusher for the Tigers behind Robinson.
2nd and 11 from the 20. Under center, Tiernan will hand off to Robinson. And so this young man, Rashad Robinson, we expect great things from him.
Well,
here.
The defensive line of the Hawks, Fox, Scaife, Caldwell, and Duarte are going mano a mano and toe-to-toe with the offensive line of the Tigers, Gastelum, Connor Apodaca, Jose Apodaca, Ethan Reeves, and Aiden Shields. But more importantly, their linebackers of Carter, Encinas, Washington, and Garcia are closing the gaps, and they're not giving Robinson any running room.
He might have to take it to the outside.
Well, fake the dive and keep it. You have trips to the far side.
But he...
Dangerous.
A little flare pass to number 5. I think that's Suarez. And he'll pick up 3, maybe 4.
4th down. Are they going to try a field goal?
Well, they're bringing in a different team.
Well, you've got...
They'll bring in a different team. And it'll be at the 18, it looks like. So it'll be a 37-yarder for Gonzalez.
Well, everything has to execute perfectly.
Good snap this time. Beautiful end over end. The 37-yard field goal is good, and this may seal the deal as it's now 18-8 with 3.5 minutes to go in this football game. Tigers on top. We'll be back with more in a minute on the Valley Sports Network.
At Burgers and Beer, our customers are like family. Let's hear what a few of them have to say about us.
We're here at Burgers and Beer with the best burgers in town.
We get to sit together and enjoy the great food.
I like from Burgers and Beer is in the lemonade.
For the fresh iced tea, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
It was wonderful, very fast, very efficient.
I love the great food and family environment.
I love the burgers and the customer service.
So come and see us and find out for yourself at Burgers and Beer.
So with 3:31 remaining, the Tigers have a little bit of breathing room on that 38-yard field goal by Ethan Gonzalez, who now kicks off, and it goes deep into the back of the end zone of the Hawks. So the Hawks will take over at their own 20. So what say you, Johnny Moe, John Moreno Brown?
Well, we've seen an excellent display here. The Imperial Tigers are coming into their own here against the Gila Ridge Hawks by pounding and grounding with Rashad Robinson and Tiernan running that option and getting some yardage as well. And so this is a perfect example of a team effort against the Gila Ridge Hawks.
Right, they were able to find something that worked instead of the inconsistency of the passing game.
Navas over the middle. He's looking for number 18.
Lancaster.
Lancaster goes incomplete.
Covering on that play was defensive back Seth Shaw. Has 2 interceptions on the season as they're playing their 5th game.
But you know, you've seen a lot of tenacity on both sides of the line as well. As you mentioned earlier, the offense and defensive liners, they're just...
Well, John, if you're a fan of Smash Mouth football,
this is the game.
This has been a game for you.
So Navas out of the shotgun, faking the dive, looking, rolling, lets it go, and intended for number 11, incomplete.
That's Michael Hayes.
So stopping the clock with 3:16, so 2 scores to go for Gila Ridge. They've got to go quickly on this.
Well, Navas is only a sophomore, John. He has the physical attributes to become a good quarterback. He's tall, he's 6'2", weighs 155 pounds, 160, dripping wet, and with a strong arm. Once he becomes more comfortable and knowledgeable of the passing scheme set up by Jessica Slaughter, the head coach for the Hawks of Gila Ridge, he's going to be a gem in the future.
Navas, right flat, incomplete, underthrows his intended receiver, number 11.
That's Michael Hayes again.
So coming up with a 4th and 10 for the Hawks, they're going to have to get rid of the football and allow Imperial 3 minutes.
So you have Seth Shaw deep, Devin Mesa, the up back on the punt return.
And he fakes the punt, but doesn't fake the punt return team from the Tigers. And so with 3 minutes to go, Imperial will get the ball in excellent field position.
While the safety valve on defense was number 7, Julian Jimenez, who was watching the punter. He wasn't rushing. He was making sure that the punter, Galas, would not take off running, and he did. And so there was Jimenez just waiting for him, and he tackled him, utilizing the sidelines as a defensive ally.
So the ball at around the 20 inside, maybe at the 19. And you've got the usual suspects, Tiernan. And sacked.
Right away by number 23, that being Aiden Encinas, the outside edge rusher, blitzing, or linebacker blitzing on that play.
No one there to stop him. And so a loss of 10, bring up a 2nd and 20. The ball around the 25. They've got to get about to the 15. Tiernan under center, Robinson in the backfield. Fakes the dive, runs option, breaks a tackle. Tiernan left side. Running east and west and not getting much yardage. 2 minutes to go, Vic.
With 3rd and long, I would give the ball to Robinson and have him just run off tackle or try to see if he can get to the outside.
Exactly, try to get a first down, and that would seal the deal, but you got 1:45 and counting now. Tiernan out of the gun, what happened?
Movement. We had some movement on the offensive line.
False start.
It was by committee, so you don't want to really call out any one player.
So it'll be 3rd and longer now. About 25.
You don't want to throw the ball because if it's a running play, the clock will keep running.
Well, they're going to throw the ball now. And it was deflected, bringing up a 4th down, stopping the clock at 1.25 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this broadcast is the sole property of VSN, the Valley Sports Network. Any reproduction or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the owners is strictly prohibited.
We'd like to thank some of our sponsors tonight. The Town Pump with the best steaks in the valley, located in Westmoreland. And don't forget Heart Insurance. We have a heart for insurance. And our friends at Johnny's Burritos, located in Brawley, El Centro, and Imperial. The Town Pump, Heart Insurance, and Johnny's Burritos, proud sponsors of the Valley Sports Network. So 4th and long, and looking like a field goal attempt. Vic?
I was going to ask earlier what his range is.
Well, this would be a 47-yarder. So Ethan Gonzalez on a 47-yard attempt. He's got the end over end and almost made it. So they'll turn the ball over with 1:18 to go. 18-8 in favor of the Tigers here tonight on September 22nd.
The first day of fall.
Yesterday was the first day of fall. Did you dance on the 21st night of September, Vic?
I sure did, to Earth, Wind, and Fire.
So
do you remember?
The 21st night of September was last night. Anyway.
What about Megan Days? Check the shoes.
Check in the shoes. 1:18 to go. Gila Ridge putting everybody in the pattern now. Empty backfield. Navas with a short pass.
To Galas.
Incomplete.
Putting the pressure, number 56 for the Tigers, Ethan Reeves. Forcing Navas to throw that ball, release it sooner than he wanted to. As a result, the pass falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. The ball at the 20-yard line.
So the Gila Ridge Hawks with Navas under center. Fakes the dive and is sacked
by number 61 of the Tigers, or
64.
64, corrected, Max Alvarez, a sophomore.
A much needed sack, putting the clock down under 1 minute. And the Tigers may have this one as the jello is jiggling and the butter's getting hard and the eggs are chilling. Our friend Chick Hearn, may he rest in peace, famous for those words. So Gila Ridge with a couple more tries. It's got a 3rd and long.
Well, John, a lot of our heroes and legends of the 60s have been passing away, from Chick Hearn to Vin Scully to Bill Russell, and then just recently Maury Wills.
Maury Wills, didn't he have a record for stolen bases back in the 60s?
The season, I think it was 106.
Played for the Dodgers, didn't he?
Shortstop.
So that's
led them to the World Series in '59.
Wow.
As well as 61,
when
62.
They just moved over from Brooklyn. They gave one World Championship in Brooklyn, and as soon as they come over to the Angelinos, get one in 2 years. And so that's the end of the football game. 18-8, the final score. Imperial on top. We'll be back with more in a minute on the Valley Sports Network. Vic, well, what do you think about the Imperial Tigers tonight, bouncing back off a loss last week to Palo Verde and taking it to the Hawks?
Well, you know, in the first quarter, on the first offensive drive, that 66-yard touchdown pass play from C.J. Turnin to Jared Nixon, we thought it was going to be a high-scoring affair. But the defense of the Hawks of Gila Ridge out of Yuma rose to the occasion. They stiffened up and they shut down the Tigers the rest of the way until here in the fourth quarter, the Tigers were able to start coming back after scoring those 7 initial points. And so as a result, it was a hard-fought game, but only one could win. And moral victories, they do count at times, John, like for the Hawks. But Jessica Slaughter, her team suffers their first loss of the season. Their record now 2-1, but an outstanding team, very well prepared, and their defense is excellent.
And you had outstanding sportsmanship, you know, because that's big in this day and age. And, you know, the Imperial Tigers epitomized that here tonight against the Hawks. They played well. They had some clutch plays by that interception there at the end. And just, you know, a great game all the way around with strong defense. And in the trenches, you had some guys who wanted it more, you know. Imperial just was a little bit more hungry to get this game.
Well, you want your playmakers to rise to the occasion, and Imperial certainly did with C.J. Turnin, Seth Shaw, Rashad Robinson, and their defense led by Zach Ray. That was dominant out on the field, and Reeves and Shields, you name it. But when the Tigers had to respond, they did it on the ground. Their offensive line took over the control of the trenches, and behind the running of that outstanding freshman running back, Rashad Robinson, they were able to pull out a victory here in the fourth quarter.
And we'd like to thank all of our viewers tonight, our halftime guest, Mr. Joe Apodaca, our program director, Will Torres of VSN, and our technician in the booth, Jose Alejos, our cameraman, Luis Panchito Garcia, and of course our sponsors, starting with Arctic Air Conditioning and Heating with Cesar Rodriguez, Imperial Valley College, founded in 1962, the El Centro Police Department, the Dom team with Doug and Andrew Dom, Ojeda Industries with Tony and Patricia Ojeda, Havens Landscaping and Rock Supply, Intercare since 1970, formerly Clínicas de Salud del Pueblo, Esquer Realty, Mark Esquer, Burgers and Beer, Jaime Honnold, CR&R Incorporated, Environmental Services, IV Welding and Mechanical with our good friend Fred Baeza, Jesus Cachu Escobar, Supervisor District 1, Marianne Valenzuela, Fenley State Farm Insurance Agent, Sanders Incorporated, Jimmy Sanders Architecture and Engineering, Reach Medical Response Service with Donnie Wharton, the IID, the Imperial Irrigation District, Letterman and Bros, Custom Embroidery, Top Notch Barbershop, Driscoll's since 1979, the Town Pump in Westmoreland with the delicious steaks and lobster, Hart Insurance of Brawley on K Street, and Johnny's Burritos in Brawley, El Centro, and Imperial. Join us next week from the Chocolate Mountains to the Sea of Cortez, all along the border on a Friday night when Imperial comes down to Calexico, where Vic and I will be calling that game tomorrow. Catch the city championship in El Centro, Southwest and Central with Ron Rubio and Will Torres. Catch our pregame show tomorrow at 6:45 with Will and Ron for Vic Carrillo. This is John Moreno at Shimamoto-Simpson Stadium, home of the Tigers. The final score, Imperial 18, Gila Ridge 8. Saying good night on VSN, the Valley Sports Network.